Super Bowl quarterback, Brock Purdy. Ready? This is the starting quarterback of the 49ers. The guy made $870,000 this year. You know how much money that is? Some of you guys may say, well, that's a lot of money, Pat. He's rich. Well, guess what? 16 college football players made more money from NIL than this guy's making, and he's going to the damn Super Bowl. Imagine what that feels like. He goes to a college campus. A college campus quarterback says, how's it feel being broke? I make more money than you, right? And NIL kids, 16 of them, are making more money than Brock Purdy. So let me read the story to you. So Brock Purdy, despite his role as starting quarterback, earns a relatively modest salary of $870,000, notably less than his counterpart, Patrick Mahomes. Ready? He makes $44.5 million this year. $44.5 million, Patrick Mahomes.
No way.
Illustrated a significant disparity in NFL player ratings. Surprisingly, Purdy's salary is eclipsed by 16 college football players who capitalize on name, image, and likeness NIL deals, with top earners such as Shedeur Sanders and Arch Manning making millions, showcasing the financial opportunities available to college athletes since the NCAA policy change in 2022. While Purdy supplements his income with undisclosed off-field endorsement from companies like Alaska Air, Toyota, Buffalo Wild Wings, his average annual contract is $943,000, places him 89th amongst NFL quarterbacks, underscoring the financial disparities within the league. They're not going to call this racist, are they? Because Mahomes is, you know what I'm saying, and he's like white. Are they being racist towards white quarterbacks now?
I don't know.
Is that what's going on here? I hope that's not what the case is. Anyways, 870, 16 other NIL. Adam, thoughts?
Well, let me tell you something. You know, he was the last pick.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me just say this. Shedeur makes 4.7. Archie Manning makes 2.8 while in college. Wow. Travis Hunter makes 2.3. Quinn Ewers makes 1.7. Alabama's Jalen Milroe makes 1.5 million. Go ahead.
Wow. These were all the biggest names of college. Obviously, everything that Deion Sanders did.
By the way, Arch Manning. Let's take a look at a football family there, baby.
Yeah, that's the oldest man. It's not. It's their nephew. It's Peyton and
it's Peyton's,
Eli's nephew.
Cooper's son, the nephew to Eli.
But here's the deal with this kid, Brock Purdy. He's gonna go potentially from Mr. Irrelevant. Right, he was the last pick in the entire 2022 draft, the last pick is always known as Mr. Irrelevant, to, in 3 days' time, potentially being the most relevant, talked about name on the planet. If he can single-handedly, with his teammates, bring down the cabal of the psyop that Taylor Swift
ain't gonna happen, brother,
and Travis Kelce have put together, he's going to basically become the most talked about name on the planet.
We're going to bet at some point before this.
What do you mean? Right now?
What do you want to bet?
We're betting. You said $1,000.
Or you want to bet? Wait, because we're doing the spread. What's the spread of the Chiefs and what's it called? I think it's 1.5, right?
Oh, now we're doing.
No, hold on. Why would I go a dumb bet? What's the spread?
1.5 is really.
Oh, it's -2. Okay, -2, $500.
Well, I got to see what line this is.
Well, the CBS Sports is the line.
No, you got to go Vegas Insider.
Go to Vegas Insider.
It's like 1 or 1.5.
There's no way they put this much effort into Travis and Swifties for them to lose.
The reason I'm placing this bet is because you're going to be rooting for Taylor Swift.
100%.
Okay, because I'm going to be rooting for San Francisco.
What is the spread?
Purdy.
What's the spread?
1.5, I believe.
Rob? Where is it? No, it's -2. So okay. So guess what? You're giving me 2 points. Let's do $500. $500.
What the hell is 2 points?
No,
I know what it is. What I'm saying is like it's
the last time I looked, it was 1.5.
So are we doing two? $500?
I thought we were doing $1,000.
Let's just do $500.
$500.
$500. You guys saw here first. Okay, that's it.
So you're saying Chiefs are winning no matter what?
But I want 1.5.
Wait, Vinny, you got to make it 1,000. You're playing with house money. I gave you 500.
No, I don't, because I love you.
Yeah.
Adam.
And why did Tom give you 500 again?
For shoes for my suit.
But why did he give you
because he won 1,000 to my neck.
But why?
Because he used my name for likeness.
Because he's a shady politician.
Wait
a minute. Go ahead.
Without even getting your permission.
Let me hear Vinny's.
Who discounted first, Miami boy?
Absolutely no way they put that much effort into it. But Pat, are we gonna? Did you see the Alejandro Mayorkas? He's in Vegas.
No, tell me. Yeah.
Okay, so our friend Alejandro Mayorkas was in Vegas and he was fielding questions about Taylor Swift, Adam's favorite, safety, and the Super Bowl, and he was asked about Taylor Swift Super Bowl safety. He's in Vegas right now chilling. By the way, the border, a mess. He's in Las Vegas.
San Francisco's going to be running through that offensive line of Kansas City like it's open border policy in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, let's go.
Incredible threats that are related to Taylor Swift.
We are extraordinarily vigilant when we bring 65,000 people together in a stadium, when we have 330,000 people visiting a city for a major sporting event, and when we have millions of people around the world watching it. Our priority is the safety and security of everyone in attendance, and that is what we are focused upon. And when there's an additional celebrity who will bring more attention, we are already at a heightened state of vigilance and fulfilling our responsibility just as we do every single day.
By the way, so first of all, it's funny.
sorry.
It's funny how he's talking about Vegas security. So 65,000 people are going to be in the stadium, and there's 330,000, which I think that number is pretty low. They're saying it might be a little bit higher, like at 400,000 that are visiting the city. But he can literally care less about the millions that he let come into the border illegally, which some are, as we've learned, terrorists. Like, remember that friend of ours, the guy from Azerbaijan, the terrorist that did, what did he do, 12 years? And he came to the border and he said, soon you guys are going to know who I am. Where is that guy? Nobody knows, right? Which leads me into what I told you before we came in here. Joe Buck made a statement, which should kind of bother people, Patrick. He said, there will be a Vegas-related mess of a Super Bowl story. He said, and I quote, this is a quote, there's going to be some story. There's going to be something that happens because it's Vegas and it won't stay in Vegas. He's not talking about herpes, okay? He goes, it's going to be a big something that happens. I don't know what it is. I have no idea. I just think that is going to be a mess in my mind. And by the way, he won't be in Vegas for Sunday's rematch, though. He said he had no desire to be there. Weird.
Oh, really? He won't be there.
He said he won't be there.
I do not have any desire to be there, says Buck. What?
Yep. Okay, keep going. Yeah, Pat, push. Go ahead. And he goes, I'm not that way. I'm not looking for the Maxim party and going out all night. I'm just going to do my thing and then combine that with Vegas. There's going to be so wait, what? Why would he say something like that when all that we've been hearing from all these pundits on MSNBC and there's going to be a black swan event? Remember, let's not forget, they've been. I'm not saying something's going to happen.
Well, Buck is not a party guy. That part is true. Joe Buck is absolutely. I know people in baseball that know him very well. Buck is not a party guy.
But what is he talking about, though, Patrick? What is
maybe he's just talking about he doesn't want to party. Like there's
who said it? But he's not a party guy. When have you ever heard of him staying in Vegas and partying? There's going to be some story. There's going to be something that happens.
I don't know.
That's a weird prediction.
Vinny, you're looking for something that doesn't exist.
No, I'm not. I'm reading the words.
I understand.
Is that partying?
I don't think that Joe Buck is talking about something.
Well, let me ask.
Do you want to make a prediction?
Well, Mayorkas would know. He barely missed impeachment on a 2-point line.
Yeah,
so.
weird.
Mayorkas is more worried about the Vegas border than the southern border. That's what he's worried
Bingo.
about. He's trying to protect the Vegas border.
All right, what's your bet?
Tom, who do you have? Kansas City or San Francisco? You better give the right one because you're going to go home tonight.
Yeah. In my house, I'm Raider Nation to the bone, and so I have a natural anti-Kansas City part of my heart because Kansas City and Denver have always been the enemies of Raider Nation, and I've had nothing to cheer about over the last couple of years. San Francisco is Kim's team to the bone, absolutely to the bone. My heart hopes that I see her cheer for her team and they win. My mind says that this team, which is now 4th Super Bowl in 5 years, and Andy Reid, I deeply respect him. I think Kansas City is going to find a way to do this.
Adam, Pat, what's yours? Because I have something funny to add. Go ahead. I want to know.
Listen,
but would I like to see Purdy be a great story, be all that? That'd be a great story.
Yeah, I think Pat Mahomes is trying to be overdoing everything Brady ever did. I think Mahomes coming for the throne. I think he wants it all. And I think Kelsey got momentum in the last game. He was fired up. He is angry. He's going to play angry. He's going to play agitated for the way they're treating him because he is wanting to prove a point. Because remember, when he started dating Taylor Swift first, what happened to him? Nothing for him. No to Eliza. 1 touchdown in 7 games or something like that, right?
But they were down. They were like losing horribly.
And all the headlines that said he was being brought down by
her. He threw Tucker's, the kickers, holder, off, and he's like, playing aggressive, talking smack to the line. You could tell he had a chip. And by the way, here's what you have to realize. What do you think opponents are saying to Kelsey? Actually think about it. What are opponents saying to Kelsey when they're trying to get under his skin?
Hey,
Think about.
Hey, Mr. Swift.
Hey, Mr. Swift. Whatever.
Hey,
If I
Mr.
was,
Pfizer.
I wouldn't say
Pfizer
that as
boy.
a. He's
Pfizer
too big.
boy,
If I was
Mr. Swift.
If
In
I was
the
a
NFL,
corner,
they're not
I
gonna
wouldn't
say
that.
Pfizer boy. In
But if I
NFL,
was
they're
an
all
outside
Pfizer.
linebacker, hey, Mr. Swift.
So I think KC, if he wants to have that kind of a legacy, he has to win this one. I do believe there's a camp that believes Purdy is the next Brady. I don't know why. When I talk to guys that want to find the next Brady, not Mahomes, when they want to find the next Brady, they say Purdy is a closer story to Brady because he's what? Mr. Irrelevant, right?
Irrelevant, right.
You're coming from being that, so they want to have somebody to root for. And to me, Mahomes gives the vibe of somebody you root against. Purdy is somebody that comes across as you root for. But I think in this instance,
Who wins?
KC has way too many weapons.
And you want to
You
trip
think
out?
KC has way too many weapons?
San
course
Francisco has a lot of weapons.
Of course
I
they
understand
do,
who
but-
they are. They're what they're doing, their defense. But they have a guy on the other right. His name is Mahomes.
Yeah, he's
Mahomes
been there, done that. That's a big stage. And brother, just randomly, Mike just sent me a clip. I mean, a link. Did you guys know that besides all the betting, coin toss, Gatorade, color, all that stuff, there's a crazier prop bet offered by Bovado, and guess what it is? There's apparently, I swear to God, a 0.1% chance that aliens will invade Las Vegas, leading to the game ending in a tie, and you can make a bet on it right now. This is a Bovado bet. Other bets, I'm dead serious, Patrick. But that's not crazy to you? How about this one? Chiefs win. Taylor accompanies the team to the White House where she endorses President Biden. He sniffs her hair, and there's a 2% chance of that. Or how about these? Chiefs win. Travis and Taylor announced they're expecting a baby. That's a 4.8% likely bet on Bovado.
Wow.
You could bet on an alien landing.
You can bet on anything. You know, it's really interesting
That's-
for all the football guys out there. I dive into this, and I should do more of this on BizDoc and talk about it. But Kyle Shanahan had in training camp Jimmy Garoppolo and Purdy and Trey Lance. And Garoppolo was getting hurt a lot. I mean, he was just a guy that couldn't keep the ankles healthy. Remember, he was always a foot injury.
You're really getting in here.
And so,
I love it.
And then Trey Lance got hurt. Trey Lance was the future. He was a running quarterback, similar to the running quarterbacks that we have in the NFL. And Trey Lance got hurt. And that's how Purdy got his chance. Now, Trey Lance hadn't elevated himself up and wasn't nearly as capable as Bledsoe, but Purdy
Bledsoe.
because Bledsoe
Brady
got hurt
analogy.
and Brady came up. But it was Trey Lance was the guy with the contract, the big signing, the big draft pick. He was supposed to be the guy, and he got hurt. And that led to Purdy's opportunity. So there's a lot of things here. But Kyle Shanahan said this: I always thought that Purdy was the best of the three of them. And the assistant coaches were there, he said, you watch, 2 years from now, I think that will be our starter. It just happened earlier because of the injury.
This to me comes down to two things: the better team versus the better storyline. Everyone's rooting for the storyline. Travis and Taylor Swift, what's going on there? Is he
San
going to help?
Francisco's a better
Is he going to help elect?
Oh, I don't want to hear. But
is he going to help elect Joe Biden? Is she going to come down? She's not even performing there.
But
okay,
is what's his name's
She's-
father going to show up?
Usher's performing.
Is
Mahomes'
Mahomes' father got
father?
arrested?
Did he get a
third
DWI?
time
Yeah.
for DUI.
Hey, listen, that guy likes to party, bro. He'll
He's
be there for the
living
Super Bowl.
the dream. And his brother, by the way, is going to be floating around that entire stadium because
Yeah,
his
he's
brother likes to dance.
definitely not straight. So you and I have a bet.
So guys, everybody out
I
there.
got San Francisco. You got KC.
I got KC plus
Run
2
a poll,
points.
Rob.
Well, we're about to be done, but guess what? They know, bro. Taylor Swift, is she going to the game?
She'll probably be there.
She'll cancel the whole tour
What do
because
you mean is she going to the game?
well, she has a tour date. She has a tour date on the day of the Super Bowl.
Get
She'll
out.
figure
I
out a
swear
way.
to God, Robbie.
She's like in Japan or something.
Yeah, she's supposed to be in Japan, but
Tokyo.
Wait,
yeah.
wait.
in Tokyo.
So she will not be at the Super Bowl?
She's gonna go. She'll take a private jet. They'll figure. They might delay the game a little bit for Taylor Swift. You'll never know.
There's reports that she can make it in time if from the end of her concert in Tokyo. I think it was like she's going to cross half a dozen time zones in order to get there in time. But they've cleared a spot for her private jet.
She just sold
at the
her
private
jet.
airport.
Oh,
Okay,
she's-
well, she
Guys,
sold
she
one
doesn't
of them.
need to
she
be
sold
there.
one of her jets.
One of her
Listen.
private jets, but the other they saved a parking spot for her, and those in Vegas when you have the Super Bowl they sell out
Yeah.
months in advance. So they held a parking spot for her. All reports indicate she's going to go.
Oh, my-
Yesterday, Travis Kelce said she may not be in attendance, just heightening
Oh,
the drama
yeah.
for
Let
me
Swiftie
tell you
fans
something.
to
Dude,
watch.
Rob, that's exactly what she's in a parachute.
You know what? Hang on. But
She
could
doesn't
be,
need to be there
wait
for
a
the
minute, wait a
kickoff.
minute.
She just needs to be there at the end.
Oh, but I'd love to see her at the halftime show, walking in while Usher is performing. She's up there holding up her new Grammys.
No, what do you mean? She's gonna parachute in and be like, baby. Hopefully she crashes into the field
Or
goal
she starts
post.
singing and does her own Super Bowl show
Guys,
for her
I'm just
private.
saying, but now, guess what? Now, because I can care less about sports, now I'm in it for the Chiefs, baby.
Well, you're
Let's
rooting.
go,
Now you're
baby.
rooting for
Now
everything
I
you
can't-
stand against.
Now I can't wait for the
This
game.
is why you're a hypocrite.
Adam, I'm
This
a
is why you're a
politician.
hypocrite.
Adam.
For $500, you're bought and sold. You're rooting for everything you stand for against.
Adam,
PBD,
Kelce,
PBD, restore
Mr.
order, bring us
Pfizer,
home.
Taylor Swift and the PSYOP. You're now rooting for that for $500.
Money's green. Money
Psyops.
don't care about none of that, brother. Guess what?
takes a lot of heat on this podcast rooting
Psyops.
for San Francisco.
Guys, money-
Joe
we're not gonna
Montana.
So last time on Tuesday, we announced anybody that buys the Future Looks Bright hats and the gear, and we said we want 1 million people wearing this gear during these strange times. We want people walking around saying, hey, I believe future looks bright, and getting the reaction from other people when you wear that shirt. At the end of today's podcast, we'll be taking a raffle. We have everyone's orders. We'll take a raffle. 2 people will win a ticket, $750 to come to the Vol Conference. We'll be announcing that at the end of the podcast. And on top of that, today, we have some stuff that we haven't given away. We're continuing this. We sold out of a couple of our hats, by the way, on Tuesday. Instantly, 3 hats sold out. But anybody that buys any of these gears, Rob, can we show this on the camera so people can see it? Pick any one of these hats and one of the Future Looks Bright shirts. Okay, go a little lower. You got the purple one. You got the white one. Pick any of these trucker hats for some of you guys that want the Valuetainment logo with U.S. flag next to it. We also got the PBD podcast hat there as well. You pick the black or white Future Looks Bright hat. Choose any of these combination hat and a shirt. You do. Next week, what we're doing is we'll be giving away one of the Ryan Garcia signed gloves, a Trevor Bauer signed ball, and 5 signed Choose Your Enemies Wisely live next Tuesday at the end of the podcast.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.